Hi, hello, afternoon, it is Pip here. Right, so it's just gone 12:30, it's Monday, this is my Moody Monday video for everybody, and today we are talking poppies. We're actually talking poppy elements, but it's all part of the Peaceful Poppies suite. So, I had to change my top because I had a cardigan and it had buttons, and the big buttons, they kept doing this on the front of my on the front of the table, so I thought, right, I better change that. So hopefully on Friday you saw this little snazzy thing that I made. Hello, good morning, who is that? Somebody's on giving me hearts and love, thank you very much. So yes, on Friday I made this for one of my blog hobs that I'm on. This was for the Pretty Cards and Paper. So we focused on the paper, and quite a lot of us focused on this particular sheet out of this. Oh, hi Lisa. Featured on this particular sheet, which is just so lovely. And oh, I've lost a sequin. Where did that come from? Over there, I think. There we go. Didn't put enough glue on that one. So yes, we featured this paper. So I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that. If you saw Morning Suzanne, or afternoon it should be really, shouldn't it? But it feels like morning to me. But anyway, this little box here uses some of the stamps, and then inside I put some shortbread, which is lovely unless your friend is trying to lose weight after Christmas. So I thought, you know what, let's do some little note cards, because this is from my luggage. This is the same box as my luggage, basically. I just didn't put the handle on it. So I have a tutorial for my luggage, which we did at Christmas, and I just turned it into a different box this time, and this time we put shortbread inside, but it does fit perfectly the little note cards. So I thought, right, yes, afternoon Lisa, I thought, right, let's play with some of these poppy elements. So I've talked about these before, I think. You get 2 of everything in the pack. So you get 2 cards, 2 black elements, 2, ooh, if I can pull it out, or maybe not. Wait, let me come out. 2 embossed vellum pieces, and 2 watercolor cardstock. Oh, where are we? Here we go. Again, pre-embossed. So these have been heat embossed. Can you see it on that? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit when I do that. So you'll see it better when I get going. So I thought we would make some note cards using the Peaceful Elements, because they obviously match perfectly with the stamps and everything that's in the suite. But also it means that I can play and do some technique stuff with you, and we can use the stickers, and they sort of fit perfectly sized for the note cards, or at least that's what I think. Oh no, Suzanne, you've been up with a poorly dog all night. That's not good. And I'm mixing it with Peaceful Moments. So there are 2 stamp sets that come in this suite, along with 2 die sets. It's a massive suite. It's gorgeous. And it's the focus of my spring fling. So Painted Poppies is this one, which is just poppies. Peaceful Moments is this one, which is just sentiments. And they both come with dice. One that cuts out this and gives you some label options and some little elements, and one that cuts out this, that doesn't cut out this, but cuts out poppies, actual like whole poppies that you can make up into different colours, etc. So let's get the pieces. Now I've raided my little tin thing, you know, that I have all the time on up at the top, my little bucket that's got bits and pieces in it, and I've discovered that I quite like these little shapes. I've got quite a lot of Calypso Coral, which I don't think it's technically one of the colours, but I think it matches. And I've got some Poppy Parade, and some squares and some ovals, oh, a few gold leaves, and some Old Olive, and Old Olive is one of the colours that's in the suite as well. Some little happy birthdays, oh, and some silver bits, and some more poppy bits here. So I figure there's lots of stuff that we can quite easily use that will work with our poppies on our little elements. So first of all, you need to get your note cards, okay, and these note cards I always fold with the bumpy bit to the inside, so you fold it into that. normally. place that down. There we are. And if it doesn't go nicely that way, or you think it looks better the other way, then just do it the other way. It's up to you. This one actually looks better the other side, so we'll do that. Okay, so that's the size of our little note cards. And these little note cards, as you can see, you know, they're just like perfect sizing for these little elementy shapey bits. So I thought we'll make 4 note cards that we can pop into the little box. Okay, does that sound good? Now, we probably need some of the papers. So the papers come in a pack of 12 designer series paper sheets. Lots and lots of lovely different colours and different elements. I haven't actually used this one yet, or this one yet. So let's play with these. Because they match the box. You know, anything with Poppies is going to match the box. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same paper, which is good because I don't have much left. I mean, there are some gorgeous ones. Look at that. And that. I like both sides of that. These I think are a little bit big to put on a note card, but I have been using them on my team cards. So, and then what's this one? Have I got this one out? Oh yeah, I've got that one out. It's on the back of that. Oops. So we've got stripies. Oh, and we've got nice ones like that. And then this one is, yeah, so we've got some of this, which is this. And this is quite a nice size for note cards as well. So I think all of these would work on our little note card elements. So they're, you know, there we go, 4 backgrounds, and we can work within the confines of that. So let's first of all chop those up. You need to know what size they need to be. Pop that over there. So all of your base layers for a note card are going to be 12 by 8. Hi Sheila. Oh, I've missed Sheila and Fiona. Hi Fiona. Yes, it's my favourite paper too at the moment. And I think I'm going to go with some old olive card and some, oh, nearly picked up Melon Mambo then. No, not quite. And some Poppy Parade. And I think that's probably it. You don't want to have too many options. You've got quite a lot of colours going on in the actual papers themselves. So it's probably best if you just stick to some reasonably sort of safe colours. Just like 2, just to keep it nice and... Oh, let's move that out of the way. Just to keep it tonal, if you know what I mean, and to match the box. So these need to be 12 centimetres across. So you can't get 2 that way round. Right, you can't, where am I? You can't get 12 and 12 because this is only 10.5 and 10.5 for this. So you need to do it the other way, or you need to do 12 this way and then chop 2. So you decide. I'm going to do it this way because it leaves me a bigger chunk of card. So 12 and then 8. So 8 and 8. And that gives us 2 bases for 2 of the cards. And then we'll do 2 in Old Olive. by 8 by 8. 8 and 8. And these are really quick to do. And note cards I think are nice because they're just the right size to send a note, you know, just for little things, everyday kind of things. Okay, so next we're going to cut this. Now I'm not sure yet which way round I want these, so I might put off chopping those until I've worked out where I'm going to put stuff, because you don't want your poppies going around the wrong way for what your design are. So let's just work this way first. So you have your layouts, and I might choose to do sort of one way and one the other, do you see what I mean? So we end up with 2 that way and 2 that way cards. It's always nice to have a different, either they all need to be the same or you need to have 2 each. That's just me being a bit anal, but that's the way I kind of figure it. And then you need to look at what you've got in your elements. So we're going to be using some of the vellum, some of the watercolour and some of the printed. and see the size of the pieces that you have. They're pretty much all the same. This doesn't have any single poppies, but see here we've got some single poppies, which are nice, and you can either pop them out or you can colour them on the sheet. I'm going to pop mine out for this purposes of today, just because I can, because I think that will work nicely. So we'll have one made with this, one made with this, one made with this, and then one using, well, maybe they'll all use this, but we might do something else, but I'm going to go with a bit of stamping and then with the stamp set. So we'll have stamped, printed, watercolour and vellum. Does that make sense? So if we're going to go with the flowers like this for the watercolour, then I think I want to go with, what should we do? What should we do? I like these elements. Quite like these elements. I like all of the elements, quite frankly, but let's go with these because we've got them. And I like the fact you have two, because you can then do a top and tail on any kind of sentiment or whatever you've got, and you're pretty much done. So that's those. Then on the vellum, I'm going to go back with the flowers again, and we'll go with the half flower. And it's good if you put it down on the cardstock because you can see it better then. And then we'll go with the really frilly, ooh, this is really frilly leaves. Look at those, aren't they beautiful? I'll take those two. I'm doing this the right way around. Come on, bit. Just be careful. You don't want to. Yeah, that's right. You don't want to mess anything up. We could add a couple more flowers there. I'll see how we go. We might add another. See, I've got an image now of like two little ones, and then maybe one in the centre. Oh, I'm getting carried away. We'll see. We'll see about that. I've pulled all of those off, so we'll see. So that's those two. That's then this one. And then this one we'll do the stamping on. Okay, that seems fair. So the next thing we need to do is we need to work out which way round we're going to go. And as I say, that really does depend on what you've got. I think this would look good that way. So do I want to go Poppy Parade on Poppy Parade? Probably not. That would be my suggestion, that you don't do that. Although actually it doesn't look bad. But I would suggest that you go for a white one, because you want to do some stamping on it. So let's see what size, shape, etc. white one we've got. Oh, we've got a nice sort of scallopy, a nice sort of plain oval. So we could do this, 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 and a sentiment. Okay, but now we need to look and see what our sentiments are we've got. So we've got a happy birthday, that would go nicely in there. Or we've got a lovely thank you, and that would go nicely, but it would have to go that way. To be honest, it doesn't matter which way around it goes. It's going to look nice. It's going to have poppies behind it as well, so we need to work out which of our papers would work best with this one. And actually it might be a plainer version, because we're not going to put the purples with it, are we? But we might put this one. Just want to see what this is going to look like if we put this behind. So this is how I work. I put the paper on, I go, okay, that looks okay. Then I put this on, and then they kind of get lost a little bit, don't they? They sort of get lost. So you know what, I might just leave it like that and not put any paper on that one. Or I might turn it and do a plain version, a plain background. So more like a green stripe on the background of that. That might work well. That one and that one. It's kind of nice. Yeah, that's kind of nice. We'll do that. So you have to work out what's going to work with the colours that you've got, and then go with that. So let's do that with the thank you, and that's going to be that way round. So now we know what we're doing. Now let's start watercolouring these little puppies. And so for that you need your, where are they? Here we go. You're going to need your aqua painter and some colours. Now you can either use your pencils, perfectly acceptable to use your pencils, but I don't have a Poppy Parade in my pencils. I might not want to put a Poppy Parade one, but I think I do. And I think I want to make it somehow so that it will go with this paper but be these sort of red ones. Do you see what I mean? So we've got, because this is nice watercolory background, we might need a bit of a bigger white background behind it so it doesn't, you know, go too much. But I'm going to make them the red of that. So we need our ink pads, and to get a bit of ink in there, you're just going to squeeze it, and then that gives you some nice ink. And then the same with the Poppy Parade. Oh, no, come on. The new ones need a bit more squeezing because they're a bit flatter. There we go. All right. So first of all, I'm going to just wet the whole of my watercolour piece. Then I'm going to pick up my red and I'm going to just start, and I'm just going to go. And you see how that beautiful embossing piece is literally just resisting. Straight away it's resisting. See that? Hopefully you can see that. And you can go in, a bit more water, go in and just add as much or as little as you want. But see, it's not sticking to that middle piece because that's a resist emboss. So that'll just come off as it dries. Okay. Now, did I pull out any more of those? No, I didn't. Oh, it's a shame. I like this technique. This is lovely. Let me get a bit of tissue. You should always have a bit of tea towel with you. Not tea towel. Well, you could use a tea towel, but this is kitchen roll. That's what I meant. Just to wipe off your brush. You just get that little bit out like that. See? So it's got that lovely resist emboss going on straight out the bat. So you don't really have to do anything. You're just putting the ink down, and the papers are working for you straight away. So we'll do the same with the leaves. It also makes it really fast, you know, because I haven't had to emboss this already, or emboss it while we're doing it. So again, a bit of green, gold olive, and you can, I'm just sort of whacking it on, but you could go in and you could make one side darker. You know, you could really add some texture to it if you wanted. It's up to you. I'm just going to pop those on because I think they look great like that. I might be tempted to do another one. Let us see. No, we're going to stick with that. We'll stick with that because I want to do the other ones as well. Okay, so that's those. Now, they're going to go on there. Like so, I think so. And we'll do that portrait so we can have the leaves, either both of them coming down or up or whatever we fancy whenever we get there, but we're just going to let that dry for a minute. Okay, if you've got any loose, you can just dab it off. Same with the green. Okay, next up, put the aqua painter away. See how much fun you can have with all of this. Oh, hi Paula, nice to have you on here today. You can have so much fun with these. Right, so the next up is the vellum pieces. Now the vellum pieces I'm going to go work from the back, so you need to turn them over. All right, and I've got my blends, and I'm going to go purple. Actually, maybe we should do this one purple and the other one red. Yeah, that would work maybe better. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to go purple. So I've got my Blackberry Bliss blends. Oh, try saying that fast. Blackberry Bliss blends. Oh dear. And I've actually got my Granny Apple Green. I don't know why I've got my Granny Apple Green, because I should have my old olive, but never mind, it'll work. We're going to go for it. Now with the blends, obviously you can be a little bit more creative, but the good news is that it doesn't matter where you put your blending because the lines are on the other side. Okay, see that? So you can go over it, and I would go over the white bit in the middle just because you can. Now it's not going to blend the same way as it blends on paper because there's nothing for it to absorb into, so you will just have to let this sort of dry on its own, and you will need to be careful not to go over the lines, unless you want to go over the lines, of course, and just get those edges in. So we're just going to whop this on here, technical term. There we go. and you won't be able to get the shading that you normally get with your blends, but don't panic about that, because this is on vellum, so it's going to look pretty anyway, and it will look sort of soft. And you can still mess things around and move things up because it's still alcohol ink, so you can still move stuff around, but you're just moving it around on the back of your vellum. It was really bright when I got ready for this. See that? Now it has got some bobbly bits in, so if you don't like those, then you can go back in and do your flicking. Okay, and you can just add some flicking of some darker bits, and it will look messy on the back side, but it will look better on the front, I promise you. Okay, promise, she says, promise. Okay, turn that over. See, that doesn't look so bad then. And if you want to merge it in a bit more, then you come back in with your light. Merge it in a bit more. It takes a different kind of working with the vellum and your blends than it does working on normal cardstock. It's a bit trickier. So if you think that that's a bit too tricky and you don't necessarily like how that's coming out, I'll show you it on the white so you can see. I think it's lovely. It's becoming almost like a blurry kind of, almost like a watercolour effect, but with blends. But if you don't like that, then you can obviously use anything to colour the back of these. They just will need a bit more drying. So you could use your white markers. I think your white markers direct would be better than trying to do your, oh no, turn that over, than trying to do like ink from the pen, from the pads. I wouldn't do that from the pads. Okay, so this one I'm going to leave a little bit more white. Let's see what this one looks like with a little bit more white. Come back up here and see it sort of merges itself around. I like that. I think it's a good, almost oh, what's that stuff, like a, it's not acrylic pouring, but it's like when things merge and bubble around a bit. I don't know, I can't really describe it. I can see it happening. It's all sort of melding together, but I don't really know what the words are to describe that. I'll have to find some words for that. My Monday brain is not up to the wording for this. Oh dear. It's because it can't absorb into the paper. It's sort of getting itself in a bit of a tizzy, and so it's just merging in with itself and creating circly bits where it's trying to have a larger pool of alcohol ink that normally would go into the paper and form a darker edge. It's trying to do the same thing, but it can't quite work out how to do it. Okay, so let's see. It looks a little bit odd on that side, but let's turn that over and see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, it's definitely like almost a marbling. That's the word I was looking for. Marbling effect. It's pretty. Hi Heather, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah. We had some sad news about a friend of ours over the weekend. One of my lovely extended teamies sadly passed away, so my brain's a little bit fuddled and my thoughts are out there with her friends and family. We're just waiting really to hear some more news about stuff, but yeah, so it wasn't a great, I mean, it was great in the sense that I had class yesterday and that was lovely, but not great in the sense of makes you realise that time is short and you have to just grasp whatever you have when you can and go for it. That's what I've come away from the weekend thinking, and so that's what I'm doing. Very glad that I've booked it up to go to New Orleans. So it's not a holiday. We have a business training going on in New Orleans in the summer this year, first time ever. Stampin' Up have got a leadership event going on for anyone entitled Silver Elite and above, so I'm obviously going, and my upline is going, which is brilliant, and my up line is going. Quite a lot of my friends are going, so that's great. And also hopefully my teamie's coming with me. And then if anyone else in my team wants to get to Silver Elite before that, I'm also trying to help them get to Silver Elite so they can come too, because it's going to be a blast. Right, so now we've got 3 sort of marbly watercolour flowers. Yeah, thanks Paula. Yeah, it was not great news at all. Bit of a shocker really. And she was very young, so that's not good. Well, I think she was very young anyway. I think it's too young. So now I'm going in with my Granny Apple Green, and this is for the leaves, and these are sort of almost not quite fully formed leaves. They've got sort of gaps, so just go with it. Don't overanalyze it. Just sort of work with it and go, okay, it's sort of intentionally left blank. You know that, like that page sometimes you get in documents? This page has been intentionally left blank. I never really understood that. But it was quite common practice where I was in corporate world. I always thought it was a waste of paper myself. Why can't people read on the other side of the page? It's not hard, is it? I would have thought, but there you go. Right, so there's that. Now I've done that in the light, and I'm just going to go in with that, which is the darker one, just to add a little bit into the stem. There we go. Thanks Heather. Yeah, it was not good. There we go. So let's put these on some white. Let's get a flat piece of white and you can really see them much better then. Okay, so here are our differences, because that's what you really want to see. So these are the vellum pieces. And one of my teamies did a fantastic demonstration on using these elements at our last team training. Jane Wilson did a fantastic job. So if you're watching Jane, you can see your inspiration. There we go. So there we go. If I bring those up now, hopefully my camera will, yeah, look at that. So can you see the difference? Very, very different colouring and shading and sort of effect that's come out of those. Much more sort of marbled on these ones, and then much more watercolory on these ones. So those are the different effects that you can get, and they're lovely, aren't they? Really nice. And then the final one that I will do on Whisper White, and we'll do that in a minute. Let's get these ones done first. So now I think it's time, hi Hannah, to put this lot together. So what did we decide? We decided we're going to do some purpley ones with the purpley ones. I think that makes sense. Now, I need to cut it that way for the stripes, because we want the stripes. Okay, so, or are the stripes going sideways? Which way are those ones going? Sideways. Okay, so we can do that. So, this is obviously going to come down 1/2 centimetre. No, Fiona, you never know exactly. That's the whole, that's what kind of came out of that. So I'm going to go at 11.5 because we're going to do these cards this way. So 11.5 centimetres by 7.5. And that means you can get 4 straight down for this. So if you wanted to make them all the same, you could get, oops, that's a scorer, 7.5, and then 7.5 brings you to 15, and of course these are 30 centimetres and a half wide, so you could just get another 4 straight out of that, but I'm not going to do that. I've got my 2, and one of them I'm going to turn upside down. And then what was the other one we were going to do? This one or this one? Quite like that. I like this one, but I also like this one. Let's do this one. We haven't used this one. What's on the other side? Oh yes. Let's do this. So we're going to make, so those 2 are our landscapey ones. Thank you, Fiona. So these ones we're going to do 7.5 this way. Oops. 7.5 this way. There we go. And then, oops, this time we're going to, all my papers are sliding at the moment. I don't know why it's not flat. And then this way by 11.5. That was right, wasn't it? 7.5 by 11.5. Yeah, that's right. There we go. See, they're just cute, aren't they? They're just the most adorable little poppies. Very fresh, spring-like, beautiful. There we go. Don't know why I've done 2 of those, but there we go. We've got 2 of those now, so we'll see how we go. Might have to use the other side. Oh yes, we could use the other side of that. That's good. Right, so now let's start assembling. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to assemble this one, because I know what I'm doing with this one. And we're going to stamp in here in Poppy Parade the thank you, because we like that. Straight down, straight up. And it's a nice bouncy text, so if you're not particularly straight, it doesn't really matter. Okay, we like those, don't we? Leave that to dry for a second. Now, which one of these is going to work? Let's see. I might have to open a new one because they've been on their last, yeah, they've been on their last legs for a while. Come on, there we go. I had new people to class on Sunday, which was lovely. I think that needs to be at the bottom. And so I was teaching them how to do the whole squiggle, circle, circle, squiggle, squiggle for my cards. They got it, so that's good. We can pop that one now straight onto its card base. There we go. And then we will talk about how to attach vellum and all that kind of stuff as we go. But there's been a good sneaky little thing done with these ones, so that's good. Now you need to move it down just a smidge. There we go. See, it gives a nice white border, that sizing, on your little note cards. Then I am going to, I think I'm going to lift the whole piece. I think the whole piece needs to be lifted. So, dimensionals. Now these poppies are not self-adhesive, okay? They've been left intentionally, a bit like the piece of paper, they've been left intentionally blank so that you can glue them however you want to. You can stick your dimensionals on, or you can glue them flat. It's up to you. So I quite like that. There we go, put that in the middle there. And I'm going to glue these flat, but I'm going to put a little dimensional at the back so it's got a bit of support as it's on. Okay, now which way around do we want these? We want these this way. Are they identical? I think they are identical, but they look better that way somehow, don't you think? Yeah, I think so. So I'll put this one with this, oops, with this one up here, and then a bit of glue on the back, she says. Come on. That works every time. Position them where you want them to be, so there's a bit of greenery showing around them. There we go. Same on this side. Bit of glue. And position them where you want to be, like so. Oop, no, that needs to come around a bit. Off, 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 pull, pull, there we go. Just round a smidge, I think. Why is that not looking as good as it did before? No, maybe this one needs to come around a bit. No, I think it's alright. Did I not pick up the opposite one? Did I not? I thought I picked up the opposite one, didn't I? Yeah. Maybe they should have been the other one. Maybe it should have been matching pairs. That would have made more sense. Never mind. It doesn't matter. This will work perfectly well. There we go. Yeah, I was just wondering why. Sorry, I was waffling on there, not taking any notice of the fact that you guys were watching. See, sometimes I go off into my own world of designing. I was just wondering why I had too small and too big, because you'd think it would look better the other way around. And I realised that actually, if I'd have picked this one and this one, then they would have alternated much better pip than the way I picked it out. But you know what? That's just me showing you that sometimes I make mistakes. There you go. I still think it's pretty. What do you think? I still think that's pretty. Okay, so that's that one. Then the bottom one we're doing this way with these, and we're going to be using our vellum. So we need something that will show the vellum up. So something white is always good to show the vellum. What have we got here? Actually, I quite like the fact, see, I've got one here that's got a little bird on it from the bird suite. I just wonder if that would work nicely, but I don't think it's, I think it's too big. We need something. Where are we? Come on. I know I've got other bits under there. Here we go. So we could have a large white piece, but I think that might be too, maybe not actually, that might work. There we go. So we have that one there, that one sort of there-ish. You have to kind of work out which way round they're sort of supposed to go. And then I've lost my other one, it's flicked off over there. This one could come this way. So I could have that one in the middle. And then bits of greenery going off. Always have your greenery going off, that's what I say. There we go, I'm just sort of playing with these. Might be better if that's there and that's there. Okay, then I need to work out what words I'm actually going to be putting on. No, I think I prefer it this way. In fact, I might even put that one over there. Oh, that might be nice. So the words for this, what have we got? We've got happy birthday, that works. Or we've got a congratulations, which would fit if I move the flowers around, but I quite like the happy birthday there. Sheila says it's pretty, only you know they're not perfectly reversible poppies. Yes, that's true. Only I know that, the recipient won't know, and it doesn't matter. Very well said, Sheila. Thank you. Thank you for putting my mind at ease that I don't need to worry. Right, I'm just going to get some of this stuff out of the way, sort of encroaching, as it always does on craft desks, don't you find? Always gets slightly messy. Move that out of the way of the Blackberry Bliss, because we all know what happens with Blackberry Bliss ink pads. They get everywhere. Okay, so give it a good coverage. My Blackberry Bliss seems to be sinking. The ink is sinking into it, so I'm just going to give that a bit more welly than I would normally. Pop the happy birthday on. That's better. Nice colour. We like that. Now, vellum, the only way you can attach it is either with small amounts of multi-purpose glue or with glue dots. Now, because these have got the nice white embossed pieces on, that makes a perfect place to put your glue on the back. Okay, so I am going to use multi-purpose glue, and I'm just going to pop a little tiny dot like that on the back. Can you see how small that is? Tiny. Pop it down. Another tiny, because if you do any more it starts to wrinkle it, so really small amounts. Ooh, make sure they don't stick together. And you could put dimensionals on, but it would show through, so you just have to be aware of that. I always do leaves only at one end, because that's generally going to go underneath one of my flowers and therefore not be seen. Now I'm just leaving these, and we're going to have a bit of a chat. We'll just be happy that that's there. Meanwhile, I'm going to stick all this together and see how uncentral that is. You wouldn't do that unless you'd put your poppies on first and worked out where you wanted that to go. But it doesn't matter that it's not central, because that's how it's going to work with the final card. It's going to look fine, so don't worry about it not being central after you've taken it off and go, oh no, it's not central. That's all right. And see, the poppy parade is nice here because it just pulls out those little red flowers, which is why I was thinking about maybe I should do a poppy parade, but no, we'll do it like this. Okay, so let's do another envelope. Now, of course, if you don't have the stamp set, then, well, first of all, why not? You need to go onto my shop and buy it. But if you don't have it, then you can always do your fourth card with some more elements and just make it you know, another one out of the elements. So don't, I think the nice thing about these is that you could make some beautiful cards just with the elements without needing the stamps. However, I will just look and see about our nice black elements, because these are lovely. And I do wonder if we should be putting a little bit of a banner, but I don't know if that's too big. We just get the little edges out. Or a little bit of that might be nice. I feel like I'm wasting it though when I'm only doing a little bit. No, we'll think about that on the next card. Probably should have put it behind the thank you, but never mind. So now I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals because I do want some lift on this card. You're still all there. I hope you're all there and enjoying this. Now this is a large oval, so we don't want soggy middles. So yes, I am using lots of dimensionals. Otherwise you get soggy middles when it goes through the post and then everybody thinks it's a bit of naff. We don't want naff. Right, is that Jenny I can see on? I missed saying hello to Jenny. Sorry, Jenny. Right, so we're going to pop this on, and even my birthday's not quite straight, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. And pop that on there, and then pop this on the card. And then by now that glue should be tacky enough to stick without smushing too much, technical term, and also bleeding too much through, etc. So obviously we're going to work from the back to the front. So this is when you just have to breathe and know that you've got it in the right place. So we'll just pop that one on there. And we'll pop this one opposite to it over here. Okay. Then I went, did I put this, I put this one down here, didn't I, in the end? Yep, so this one's going to come down here. And then we'll have the little one first, I think. Oh, come on. If you can't get it up, sweep it to the edge of your desk, lift. So this one, what did I do with this? I'm trying to remember what I did now. So we had this one this way and this one this way. Yeah, that's right. So we'll put the little one over the green. And it's okay to go over the green because it should hide it with the blends coming in behind. And then this one's going to go a little bit over there like that. There we go. So that's now the one with the marbly effect. And you can see just slightly a bit of bobble in there from the glue, but it should dry and it'll be fine. So there we go. That's our happy birthday. So we've got a thank you, we've got a happy birthday. Now, what other papers have we got here? We've got this one, which I think I'm going to leave for the stamping. And then we've got this one with our watercolouring. And I am going to use, I think, either a black banner or a circle. What do we think? Oops, she says getting two out at once. I think wouldn't that just look stunning on there like that? I think that looks amazing, even if I say so myself. It's not me, is it? It's all Stampin' Up, really. Yeah, I just like that, That's just yummy. A bit off like that. Maybe without sentiment at all. But now I think I need more leaves. Let me have a look and see. Do we have any leaves going the other way? They're all going the same way, but that's okay. I think I need, what do you think, guys? I think I need some more leaves up here. So I think I'm going to do another couple of leaves. I might even add another flower. I did say, didn't I? I did say I might want to add another flower in, but no, I think we'll leave it with one flower, but we'll go with 2 leaves. So, Aqua Painter, Old Olive. Yeah, I do like that black. Oh, failed. Didn't put my water on first. Never mind. I'll go with it. There we go. Should really put water on first and then go for it, but never mind. It don't matter when it's just so little, really. There we go. Put a bit darker down here. Darker down here. Sorry, I go very quiet when I'm colouring. Hey, afternoon, Carol. Nice to see you. Hope you're enjoying. We're making, so if you have just joined us, I keep forgetting to say this. If you have just joined us, it's Pip from Queen Pip Cards here, and we're just doing my Moody Monday pick me up video, which is basically just to try and cheer you up on a Moody Monday when everyone's feeling a bit, and apparently it's Blue Monday today, so it's even worse than normal. So we're just trying to cheer ourselves up by doing a bit of crafting. So I made this box last week on my blog, and it had the short bread in it, and I thought, well, that's good unless you're trying to lose weight after Christmas like me. And then I thought, well, I can just put some more note cards in it. So I've just been making some note cards. So we're up to note card number 3, and I keep losing my little, I didn't put enough glue on these. Where's this one come from? I don't know, I'll stick that down later. I was so sparse with it, that's my problem. So I decided to make some note cards. So this is the 2 that we've done so far. Oh, Sue's on. Hi, Sue. I just got a thumbs up from Sue. Carol says better late than never. Yes, absolutely. You know me, I waffle on for a while, and you can catch up when you finished. Yes, you can do that too. So these are 2 of the cards, a thank you and a happy birthday. And then we're just looking at what else we can do here, and I've just added a couple of extra. So this is from the Elements. So this is the Poppy Element set, and I decided I needed some more leaves, and I think that was a good, maybe just 1, maybe not 3. I think that was a good decision, don't you think, guys? I think so. Needs to be a little bit more sort of leafy like. That's better. There we go. Something like that, I think, would look nice. So to do this one, I'm going to actually attach the leaves, or at least one of the leaves, to the poppy, because I want that to sort of stand up with the poppy. So we'll do that one attached, and you can do that by just placing some glue on the leaf and then adding the poppy on top of it, and then when you lift it, the leaf comes with it. Okay, so that's how I do that. Then these ones we're going to go flat to the black. Okay, so we'll pop that one down there. That one will pop up here. I do like this black. It's very nice. And then we'll use dimensionals. Oh, look, I'm finding them today. This is great. Sorry, I've just read Carol's note. I also go quiet unbelievably, you might say, when you're colouring. I know, Carol. See, even us extroverts can go quiet sometimes when we're colouring. I think it's a joy, isn't it? It's just such a lovely thing to do. Right, so we'll pop that up now on here. See, and then that gives us a little lift with the whole leaf thing, like so. And then because it's a note card, I'm going to stick to going flat for the back. If it was on a bigger card, I might be tempted to go, oh look, I've done this one. I've done the, oh look, I've broken, oh no, that's right. No, I'm not. I went mad for a minute then. I thought I'd broken my own rules, but I haven't. Thank you, Carol. I'm glad you like them. I'm so inspired with this poppy set, and it's going to be my spring fling. And I'm going to do a class in a box as well. So if anybody purchases one of the bundles, then I will do a class in the box for them. So I will put all the details up for that, because I know that some of my, do I want to do it higher or lower? About there, I think. I know that some of my further afield customers can't get all to my classes all the time, so you might want to have a class in a box. So I'm going to do that for you. Okay, so that's that one. Fold this one in, burnish that down. And I like note cards because you get 20 in a pack, so they're, you know, very cost effective, and they're great for giving just a little lifty thing to somebody to say you're thinking of them, or thank you, or even a little happy birthday, whatever. Kids, I think, especially like the smaller cards to say, you know, for their, because I think they fit their hands better, the little ones sometimes. Linda says, I think my tongue sticks out a little with the concentration. Yeah, I think mine does too, but thankfully you can't see that on here, so that's good. Hey Gillian, very late joining, but hello, and you'll catch up later. Hello, it's nice to have you here, and yes, do catch up later and enjoy. Hope you like it. We're making some note cards to go with my luggage. Hello Jenny, how are you? Good, I hope. Have you got all your flights and everything sorted out now? Hopefully you have. Right, so we're doing the final one, and this one's going to be stamping. So for this I want a tiny piece, not a tiny piece, I want a piece of, no, that's a card base bit. Just an ordinary piece of Whisper White cardstock. Here we go. And obviously I don't want it to take up the whole front of that, so we need to be cognizant of the size of it. So it's going to be quite a small piece, but I just want it big enough to take one stamp. So it's going to be, it's the cleanest side on this. I don't know what I've done with this cardstock. It's obviously been in the wars. So we want it to be about, if that's 11.5, let's say about 9. Making these numbers up on as we go. Is that too much, too little? I think that'll be okay. And then it's 7.5 across, so let's make that 6, 9 to 6, something like that. There we go. Now you can't really see that it's poppies behind, but you get the sort of general gist of it, which is good. Now the stamp I want to use is this one, which I think is nice and long. It's I either want to do that one. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, I do like that. Or I was thinking I could do this big, see this big one along the bottom, but I actually really like that one. Okay, let's do that one. But you know what I really would like to do? I'd love to pop that up on a bit of dimension. Now I'm thinking, do I want to do it on an oval or a circle even? Pop that up. And then pop, no, I don't. I'm going to do it like this. Okay, so we're going to, now I've convinced myself of which way I want to do my stamp. It's always helpful. Now what stamp am I going to put with this? I've still got congratulations, but I think that might be a tad, oh, we might just be able to get congratulations in the top, but I think it would look better if it had a stamp set that fitted in a little bit nicer. So I think we might be going back to my happy birthday. I think. What else we got? Where's the other ones? Happy birthday. I mean, we've got lots, but I don't think many of them will fit in. Yeah, I'm going to go with happy birthday, but we'll need to clean it off first. So this one I'm going to stamp it mainly in green, but then we will sort of change the top of it with blends, bit of free line blending. Oh, you're going to do your live at 2. Ah, that's nice. Clear the decks. Good. Yeah, it's always a bit of a challenge, isn't it? Clearing everything, getting it all ready. There we go. Pop that down there. That's nice. Seen a lot of people do it in black and then colour it, which also works. Oh, I need to just get my scrub out. Apologies. I wasn't expecting to have to clean things in between, but there we go. Right, so let's do that. There we go. And then clean that off. There we go. Yeah, I think we can get happy birthday in there nicely. Pop that over there. Oh, my desk is beginning to look like a bombs. It was all lovely and clear beforehand. like as Jenny said, you get yourself all clear and then suddenly it all goes pear-shaped again. Never mind, I'm sure it's all fine. Now, happy birthday up here. No, I'm going to put it down here. Excuse my head if it's in the way. There we go. That's lovely. Right, and then I'm going to use my blends just very, very quickly, because you don't need to do very much with these, to just, it sort of turns the green to black. So we're just going to go straight in with the light all over to start off with. Now it does, because it's not tuxedo, because it's not your black that you normally use, your memento, it will blur the lines slightly, so just bear with that, and just yes, thank you would have fitted possibly, but I think happy birthdays worked all right, so sorry Jenny, I saw that later. So just accept the fact that it will blur a little and not worry about it. Bit of dark on this bud, I think, down here. Buds are always darker, aren't they? There we go. Then come back in, blend that out. Oh, I just love the blending. Just works so well. Look at that, it just disappears. It's just awesome. And then I'm going to get my green and go my light granny apple green, even though it should be old olive, just the same as we did on the others, so it sort of matches the others. Oh, that's really light, isn't it? There we go. You can see the difference in the colour now when it's next to the old olive, but never mind. There's my dark one gone. We'll rescue it with some dark. It should look a little better. There we go. Sort of. There we are. Sort of make it wishy-washy a little bit, and then whip down here. Could have left them open actually, would have looked nice too. Carefully in the lines or just over, don't worry about it. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our little topper. There's not enough matting to do another one, do you know what I mean? I mean, it would be a very small one if you decided to do that. And I'm going to go straight down. I'm not going to, thanks Jenny, not going to go overboard with the dimensionals on this one. We'll just pop this one straight down here. And see the lines of the poppies underneath give it a view that it's poppies. And then I'm going to grab our last note card. Where is it? There we go. And my bone folder wherever it's gone. Let's do that. Alrighty. And now I think we're pretty much there. And then I'll just do some, always like to decorate the envelopes, you know, because we can. You like this one, Carol? Good, glad you like that. There we are. It's kind of plain. I feel like I needed to add a bit more to it, but we'll go with it. Could have added a bit of a banner. That's what I could have added, couldn't I? Oh, if I was thinking a bit more. Could have added a bit of a banner, but that's okay. I kind of like it as it is. Right, so that gives us, if I move all this out of the way so we can get more together. There we go. Sweep all that to one side. Right, here we go. So we've got our little box. Yes. Oh, there's a lot of it. You love it as it is. Thank you, Gillian. So there's our box, and then we have a thank you, a happy birthday, and a plain. So you could give the plain to anybody, couldn't you, for any reason really. I don't know which way is best for you to see this. Probably like this. So that's the cards, and then I would just take my envelopes, which are under here. Linda says all these papers need lots of stroking. Yes, they do. Yes, they really do. I know it's very tempting not to chop, but I've been chopping and chopping and chopping and loving chopping it. So because, you know, sometimes we have to do that. We just might have a spare packet though, but hey. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 envelopes, and because they've all got exactly the same poppy on, I think it's fine to just put the same poppy on all of the, I mean, you could make all of the outsides different, but I really like this poppy shape here, which is replicated in so many of the papers and the designs. So we'll just pop that one on. And you can do it in all different colours, obviously, to match whichever one you wanted to, or you could just pick one and go with the lot. And you know, the colour that goes through all of them is green, but I don't really want to do green because that's a weird colour for a poppy. So I'm going to go with the red, and the purple one will just have to live with the fact that it has got a bit of red in it, so it's sort of there. And I've lost my Poppy Parade ink. What have I done with that? Seriously, there we go. Found it again. Right, here we go. So I'm just poppy on the edge of your envelope, one at the front and one at the back, because you can't not do the back, because the front might get mashed when it goes through the post, but the back should be what you open first, if you see what I mean. Put it over there to dry. They do take just a smidgy longer to dry on the envelopes because it's not as absorbent as our normal papers. There we go, so just pop it away for a second. Pop it with poppies. Okay. There we go. So now we have coordinating envelopes that you can put either which way, and they look great. So you could do like this, looks good. See, and even that one goes because of the red layer that we've got on it. And then, so they look nice like that, don't they? It just adds a little bit of luxury to it. Then you whip out your shortbread. Yum, yum, yum. And then you pop these in, whichever up which way you want, and then you now have a box of note cards and envelopes to give. And actually you could probably fit 6, I reckon, maybe even 7 in there. You've got quite a bit of depth left to that if you really shoved them down, but at least 4, probably 6 if you wanted to. And there you go, that's your little poppy box done. It's come from up there, isn't it? There we go. Oh, this poppy one is this little sequin's really annoying me. I'll have to sort that out in a minute. So that's the box, and then as we said, these are the cards. So they're cute. I think they're cute. We like them, yes? So if you want them, you can grab them from my shop. Just click over and search for Peaceful Poppies, and you will find, or Poppy Elements in actual fact, to find these little bits. Okay, and you can pop them in your basket and shop now. So I'm glad you like them. Thanks everybody, thanks for all the love, and I'll be back again next week with another Moody Monday Pick Me Up. In the meantime, have a fabulous week. I hope you enjoy your week and have a good one, and I will see you all again soon. Alrighty, take care for now. Bye bye.